Welcome home, brave heroes. I'm Ash, this is HeroQuest, and today I've put together a little skirmish quest for you, using HeroQuest and a couple of different products from Loki's battle mats. Specifically, I am using Castles, Crypts, and Caverns Book of Battle Mats. This is Volume 2 if you have the set, and these are pages 11 and 12, as well as the Little Book of Battle Mats Towns and Taverns Edition. The Towns and Taverns Edition does not have page numbers denoting which pages to turn to, but I used a set of pages that were wide open in terms of line of sight. I'm also going to be using the Cage room tile that comes with HeroQuest The Frozen Horror, and I'm going to place that right here. This is the Witch Lord's Counterattack. This quest can be played in between any two quests from Return of the Witch Lord. We'll set our heroes up in town and place a weapons rack, as well as a table in the room in the bottom left corner of page 12, and on the Little Book of Battle Mats we will place 10 skeletons, 8 zombies, 4 mummies, a chaos warrior, and a miniature representing the Witch Lord. The ultimate goal of the heroes is to defeat the Witch Lord or reduce the Witch Lord's BP to 0, at which point the Witch Lord will retreat. Total annihilation of either side is possible in this scenario. Now everything here is placed for a reason. On the hero's turn, they're able to advance if they wish, if they all have good die rolls, and try to stop the enemy from encroaching onto the board using the only entry point available to them, which is this 2-tile wide link right here. The different undead enemies in HeroQuest of course have different movement speeds, so the mummies will pour through the slowest, but all of the other monsters will be able to pass right through them and sprinkle into the board, namely the skeletons. Depending on Zargon's playstyle, the Witch Lord may hang back and watch the chaos unfold, or he may try to join in on the battle. But remember, the only requirement for the heroes to win is that the Witch Lord is slain, so I would keep this from happening as long as possible. Now hopefully the key takeaway for your heroes here is that wide open spaces means it's possible to get swarmed very quickly. While they may be brave and want to storm the small area, just taking out as many undead as possible, it's not a good idea if they are able to get completely surrounded. They will die very fast. Your plucky heroes will of course no doubt notice that there are stairs and rooms, and if they can make it to this room where there is furniture, it may be implied or inferred, or you may outright tell them that they can search this room for treasure. Indeed, there are 2 crossbows in the weapons rack for the first hero who searches this room for treasure. These crossbows will be very useful if your heroes don't already have any sort of ranged firepower. However, the first hero to search for a secret door will find that there is indeed a secret door leading between this tile and this tile. Otherwise, they are separated by a wall. You may explain to your heroes that if they manage to come onto this side of the board, they have clear line of sight across the entire courtyard. Indeed, it's easy to draw a line from almost any of these tiles to any tile out here completely unobstructed, but you may also tell them that they have line of sight past monsters if you so desire. This would be the advantage of being in a place much higher up than the monsters. There are only 2 crossbows because it's in their best interest to keep the monsters from coming up to entrap them into these rooms. So if a couple of heroes can stay out and fight the monsters as they advance up the stairs and hold them off while the other heroes attack firing on the cavalry, you could make somewhat quick work of this undead horde. Now I did mention I was using the standard hero quest. If you have Return of the Witch Lord, you'll have the necessary amount of undead minis to make this scenario come true. Otherwise, you can proxy and or just use greenskins. If you're feeling extra generous, you can also have this room contain 2 potions of healing. Now the cell room is there because if a hero is KO'd during this quest, they will not die. Rather, they will be captured. Just immediately spawn into the cell. Now it's undead taking them away to the cell. They don't have brains. They're really quite dumb. So it's entirely possible that the hero that they take has some access to ranged weaponry, perhaps daggers, perhaps a crossbow, perhaps magic, and in this case it was the rogue. So if your hero is captured, they're not out of the game. They'll start in the cell with 1 BP, and they could potentially attack from the cell. They can't escape the cell, not unless all of the undead are annihilated and or the Witch Lord is completely taken out. But they could move around the cell and still attack with their 1 BP. They can't be attacked by any enemies unless they are also using magic back at them. You might ask, why is that? And my answer is because I said so. If any part of this was not clear or you have questions, just make up the answers yourself. This is a free-form quest able to be adapted and changed on the fly by an enterprising Zargon and by anybody who wants to get a different sort of quest out of their HeroQuest experience using Loki battle mats. That's all for this one, guys. Please let me know if you enjoyed this style of video, this kind of content, and if so, I'll be sure to make plenty more. As always, have a great rest of your day. Comment anything you'd like down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now, and onward.